Hi guys, welcome to welcome to this session. So the initial what's it called? The initial live stream, I had some issues and then I had to restart it. So if you're hearing me, just let me know because at this point, I don't know. The initial live stream, I had some issues. So if you're hearing me, let me know, and then I'll be attaching the link for you to join me. You can actually join me here. So if you can hear me, just let me know. Just let me know. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is so you can actually, join me and yeah. I want to check my YouTube actually to see if I'm really audible because I don't know. So if you hear my voice from here, it should be from my phone because I'm just, looking at my phone. So if you hear my voice from here, it should be from my phone because I'm just. So anyways, Erasmus Mundus scholarship, those of you who are applying and all that, it's really a great opportunity. And oftentimes I, advise people to go ahead and apply because it's always good to have, to be funded. Like, yeah, it's always good. It's always good because it costs a lot of money and all that. So if you're already joining here, just you can join me live or you can ask your questions at the comment section. So you can join me live. You can get the link to join me on at the comment section. I already posted it. And then yeah, you can join me or you ask your question at the comment section. So while we go ahead, I will just be talking about the Erasmus Mundus scholarship while waiting for you people and all that. So it's really it's one of the best scholarship opportunities out there. And I usually encourage people to go ahead and apply, get the place and all that. Be confident about your application. Just ensure that you have what it takes and then just be confident about it. And you are good to go. Honestly, you're just good to go. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, so when you're writing your SOP, it's important you are very clear with your SOP. It's important at no particular order. I'll just be mentioning things that you are expected to put into your SOP and all that. So it's important you show your background, how your background course relates to the program you're applying to. For example, I studied international relations at my BSc level, and I applied for the Security, Intelligence, and Strategic Studies Masters. So what I had to do was I had to check the curriculum, the courses that were available, and then I found some courses that were related to the courses I did during my undergraduate studies, like peace and conflict and all that, and internal security. I did internal security during my undergraduate days. I did peace and conflict. I did some other courses, and then I checked my course master that I was applying to, and then I found that there was a course on peace and security. I also find that there's a course on conflict and all that and all that. And I also found a course on European security. So even though I didn't do continental security during my undergraduate days, but I did, internal security, and it was worth it. And I did peace and conflict. So I kind of showed that in my SOP, I kind of showed that I already have a background, a relation, more like a base to that course. So I have a background, and then I just showed that, okay, so during my undergraduate days, I did so and so course. And I've also found that, it's one of the courses you are offering and all that. And then one thing I also did was I pointed out in my SOP, I pointed out a course I was interested in, a particular course. So there was a particular course on gender and security. And then in my SOP, I had to write that I'm particularly interested in this course. And then I gave reason why I'm interested in that course. Yeah, I pointed that out. Also, in my SOP, because I have an organization, which is a peace network. I lead an organization, a peace network. And so I had to show that the work we've been doing and how it relates to this course, the course that I'm studying. There are individual courses, and then the course in general. I had to also show that was not just showing the relationship, but it also showed, it testified to my leadership capabilities, which is part of the things, these scholarships are looking for. It also showed that I have a history of, a career path I want to pursue. And then when I talk about, my future, my career goals in the future, there's a kind of, how do I even put it? There's a kind of a track record. So there's a track record of what I've been doing. And then when I talk about my future goals, people can what I've done in the past can testify that, yes, indeed, my career goals are, how do I even put it? They are in line. This place seems a little dark. Let me try on light. Coming. I don't know. I'm not sure if so anyways, I hope this is better though. I hope this is better. So if you have your questions, you can ask here at the comment section, or you can join me in the Zoom. The link is in the comment section already. It's pinned there. And then back to what I was talking about in my SOP and order. There's also, what was I saying? Okay, I showed the track record of my career goals and, what I've been doing in the past. how it relates and, all that. So what I've done in the past can testify to what I'm saying I want to get into in the future. Then another thing is, what other thing do I need to mention? Another thing is you need to show the zeal to not just undertake the course, but also to make the zeal to make impact. So the impact is not maybe activism, it could be, but that's not like what is restricted to. But it could be the zeal to impact your field. So beyond, okay, you have this experience, you have this, you have that, you've done an undergraduate course that is related to it, but you also need to show a zeal. So there's this, they want to understand, they want to know that you're really interested in making an impact in that field. So that's part of the things that would make their investment in you worth it. That's part of the things that would make their investment in you worth it. So yeah, you need to be quite zealous in your SOP presentation, but obviously like not overzealous, but just, you need to present yourself that way. And something else too that I want to talk about. So yeah, a lot of people complain most of the times, I don't have experience, I don't have experience, I don't have this. Most of the Erasmus Mundus, if not all, do not require you to have, full-time job experience or part-time job experience. They just want some form of experience. Your experience could be in leadership. Like for me, during my undergraduate days, I was the student association president. So it showed some level of commitment and how do I even put it, leadership intent, or I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, but that's still part of the experience they are looking for. So it does not mean that maybe if you're applying to international security and all that, it does not mean that if you're applying to my course like security, intelligence, and strategic, so it does not mean that maybe you must have been a police officer or a soldier before. I don't have any experience in those fields. No, it does not mean that. But maybe your leadership experience or your volunteering experience, your internship and all that. You don't have to have 1 year experience, 2 years experience and all that. So you just have, they just need to see that you have some form of track record, and also you are zealous about the field. And what else? They also want to be sure that you are able to carry out the rigorous educational activities and all that comes with it, so that they just want to know that their investment is worth it. That's just basically it. And then you have to show them not just from one angle, but from different angles and all that. So I have a question here. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for your time. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you, Adegoke. Do I know this person? I hope it's not the same Adegoke that I know. But anyways, if it is the same person, okay. For someone who doesn't have a lot of previous experience in the course, either work or volunteer, and wants to do the course because the person wants to switch career paths, how do you write a compelling personal statement? Oh, wow. So I've gotten this question a whole lot of times. Like I've gotten this question a whole lot of times where people want to switch. Maybe you did international relations and then you want to switch to, let's say education policy. I think there's an Erasmus program that is on education policy. Is it GLODEB? I can't really remember the name, but yeah, let's say I did international relations in my undergraduate, and then all of a sudden I want to switch to education policy. I don't know if that's how they frame the name also, but then let's just assume that that's the name of the course. And you want to switch. You do not also have work experience or volunteering experience. To be honest, it's quite a dicey part to be in. It's quite a dicey part. So your SOP must have to be really compelling for you to pull, for you to be able to, catch the attention of the reviewers and all that. And one thing I would say, it's a difficult, first of all, it's really difficult because if you look at the Erasmus applications and all that, they allocate, they award percentages to different things. They award percentages to your course relevance. How is your background course relevance to the masters you're applying to? They also award percentage, percentage or mark to maybe your grade during undergraduate days, first class, second class, third class, and all that. They award a particular grade. Those award grade to experience. Those award, just like I said, the experience does not have to be full-time job, and other things that comes with it, your reference data and all that. So if you have to make that switch, just know that you'll be impacted in a whole lot of ways, the relevance of your background program and all that. So I think if you need to give a compelling reason why. So first of all, is for you to identify, why do you want to make the move? So it's not just about, I like this course, the course sounds good and sweet. It's sweet in the ear. In fact, if I finish it, I'll get work with what's the name of this UN education organization? What's it even called? Educational, forgotten the name. So it's not just about saying, if I finish it, I'll get it. But why exactly do you want to take the leap? You need to understand why. And that reason, is it compelling enough? So it's for you to frame why you want to. Were you dissatisfied at the course you did at your undergraduate level? If you're from Nigeria, did jam you? Did jam you? So these are part of the things. So I'm just giving you an example. I'm just giving you an insight in what you can write. Now, for some people in Nigeria, I don't know if everybody listening are from Nigeria. Sometimes when you apply to a course, you are given a different course entirely. You could apply for medicine and you are given zoology, geography. And so sometimes, because you do not want to stay at home, or because that's just the option you have, you just have to take the course. Geography. Sometimes it could be, I don't know where you are from. Maybe you're from a country that the closest university to you, or the university you can afford, that was the closest course related to your interest that is in that university. And so you just have to apply and take that course and all that. So if you're from Nigeria and you're part of the people that jammed, if you're Nigerians would understand this, if you're part of the people that jammed, so that could be a good reason for you. So I'm giving you idea. That could be a good reason. So you have to tell them, you have to be compelling in telling them that, okay, you have always wanted to be in this field, but given the way education is, how do I even put it, admission is run in Nigeria, if you're unable to get into the course of your choice, you will be taken to a different course. Sometimes these courses are not related. And so you could actually make a case for yourself around that. And this was your case. You have always wanted to study education policy, but somehow they gave you international relations, of which you couldn't decline, because that's the only option left for you, blah, 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 blah. But you can put up, there's a way you write your grammar, put up a compelling statement, and then tell them, and you didn't have a choice, or just, give your reasons and all that. And so you had to go for international relations. But now this education policy that has always been, you have always been interested in education, you think it's time for you to, take that leap. And then you can even put it in form of, particularly since you've taken international relations in your background, in your bachelor's, that it has even built your interest around, looking at education, or becoming an education policy professional or policy analyst or something at the global level, or if you're an African, at the continental level. Do you grab? So now you're trying to bring in what you already did in your undergraduate, though it's just strictly international relations, you're trying to now bring it into this education policy and all that. So JAM didn't just jam you, it has jammed you, but you still saw a way to, be good with it. And also, if you made a good grade, let's say you made a first class or something like that, you can even put up a compelling argument stating that despite that, the course you were given was not the course of your choice, the course you've always wanted, yet you were still, should I say, zealous enough, or your heads were still really down, and you put so much interest and you still graduated with the first class, that this shows your commitment to anything you find yourself. So even though it's not what you've been given, but you always try to make the best use of it. See, if you put up something like this is a compelling statement. If you put up something like this, anybody that reads your statement, knowing you have showed the person that the course you were given was not the course of your choice, yet you had to take it. But after taking it, you still made the best out of it, and you got you came out with so class of degree, let's say first class. This shows that the person is really interested. Oh, wow. So this is the system in Nigeria. So when you apply, if you don't get into the course of your choice, they take you to a different one. And yes, this person was still, good and, stable enough to, even though it's not the course that the person wanted to study, but was still stable enough to be able to make good grades in this course. This shows commitment. This shows a whole lot of things to the person that is reading your work. And then if you now say, okay, because you studied international relations, blah, 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 you now want to look at education policy from the perspective, or from a global perspective, or if you're an African, from a continental perspective. Oh my God. This would show, this would really be a compelling statement for you. And then if you even, let's say you now start talking about your career and all that, and you are able to identify, let's say, some an African Union education institution or something like that, and say that you're really interested in, maybe working with them, especially the continental instrument on this, maybe free education and this, and blah, blah. You're putting up a compelling statement. And trust me, it's going to really be a good one for you. And also, if you're somebody that is transitioning like this, and maybe during your, during your NYC days, for those people from Nigeria, during your National Youth Service, you were sent to a primary school or a secondary school. It's still part of it. It's still part of what you should put. You should put that during your NYC and all that, you even taught in schools and did this and did that. See, your SOP, let me even go back to eating my destiny. Your SOP is going to be compelling if you're moving. So you need to understand, why are you making the move? And then you need to explain it to them. So anyways, that's that for, I've talked a lot on that. Can I start taking questions? Yes. The person whose account handle is a Modern Generation Islamic Podcast. Yeah, please ask your questions, please. Okay, Adegoke, thank you. So please, you can ask your questions. So you can ask your questions, please. You can ask your questions. So this one, now that nobody wants to join me on the live, I think the next one, I won't be doing Zoom. I'll just be doing straight from YouTube, So yeah. So your questions, please. What else should I even talk about? Yeah, I've also had a lot of people asking me, someone came to ask me what is mobility and all that. So it's important to understand what is mobility in Erasmus. Is basically the different countries you're going to. That's just it. Basically, the different countries you're going to. And in your personal statement and all that, you also need to, for those programs that you need to choose institutions. Some programs are static, like where the countries you're going to, everybody's going to the country. Some programs, you need to choose pathway A, pathway B. That's the countries are different and all that. So one advice I always give people is that if maybe they've said pathway A, pathway B, for each of those universities in those different pathways, you need to justify them. So for me, I was in pathway A for my own program. So there's pathway A and pathway B. So pathway A is University of Glasgow, Dublin City University, and Charles University, Prague. Pathway B was University of Glasgow, what's the name of Trento, Uni Trento in Italy, and Charles University. So the universities that were different was the second semester university, first year, second semester universities. So I had to justify, not just, okay, because the only different country is Ireland and Italy. So, but then I had to justify why the University of Glasgow, aside justifying why I chose the course, why the University of Glasgow, why Dublin, and why Charles University. To be honest, like, you need to justify them. So especially for those programs that have different universities, then like sometimes if all of you don't start from the same countries and all that. So you need to justify those different distances. And what I did for my own, let me give you Puna S. What I did for my own during my time was I went to each of these schools and I found something interesting about them, like each of these schools. What were the things I was interested? Is there a university platform where they help students promote what they are doing? Is there maybe a research institution that you need to work with, that kind of something? Or is there just maybe something? For me, at the University of Glasgow, one thing I found was the World Changers platform. So the University of Glasgow has this, they call, University of Glasgow students and graduates or graduates or whatever. Yeah, so they call them World Changers. That's like a nickname, that kind of something. So, and then aside it being like a name, but then, is it World Changers? Yeah, that's the name, World Changers. So aside it being a nickname, there's a platform they have, World Changers. So that platform helps students promote what they are doing. If you're into gender and inequality, it helps you, it pushes you to the limelight. If you're into peace, education, and all that, it brings you to the platform, promote what you're doing, offer you some form of trainings and all that. So what I did for myself is I identified this platform and I wrote in my SOP that one of the main reason for University of Glasgow is this World Changers platform. That aside, after I finished justifying the program, I had to justify the university, and I said, this would be really good for the area I'm into, peace education and all that. So it will give me the platform to promote what I'm doing, give me some form of guidance and mentorship and all that, blah, 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 and all that. For Dublin City University, I also looked for something. And then for Charles University, I identified a research institution here in Charles University. And I said, they do this. The platform is led by young people. The research institution is led by young people. Like I think they're all less than 35. All the researchers there, they're all less than 35. The people mounting that research institution. I said it's a young people's. I talked about how it's being led by young people and how it's using some form of transformative ways to, engage in research and engage young people and blah, blah, blah. And that's the place where, and the institution is all about is peace and all that, peace and security, everything that has to do around peace, security, international relations and all that. Yeah, so I talked about that. So now, that I would want to, maybe do a research with them or intern with them because I feel to give me an opportunity and blah, 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 things around that. Now, so aside that, I was leading an organization working in the area of peace. I've also stated about how What Changes platform by the University of Glasgow would give me, a platform for me to grow and build my brand and build my organization and all that. I also talked about it as it relates to Dublin City University. I also talked about it as it relates to Charles University, their Peace Research Institute here, Charles University, and all that. And it all rhymed. So there's nothing like gap, or not today. I want to research with arms control, something, even though it's related. Let's just say today I want to do cybersecurity with this institution at the University of Glasgow. The next at Dublin City University, I want to research human AI, artificial intelligence, and human nexus. Then Charles University, I want to research, I want to work with the environment and security team and all that. So if I do that kind of something, it shows that it's disconnected, like there's not really a clear path. But then I was consistent with, what I was doing. It moved around from the 3 universities. I was consistent. From the organization I'm leading to University of Glasgow, I was consistent in the field and the line of the flow. So it's not just moving from one corner to the other, here, and talking plenty talk, that kind of something, to show that you don't really have a direction. You are here. Today, cybersecurity. Tomorrow is AI and AI and human nexus. Next tomorrow is health and environment. That kind of something, like, it just shows that you've not settled yourself to grab. Yeah, so that was one thing I had to take note of, actually. So let me look at something before I continue. Yeah, so I had to show that link. And interestingly, is it interestingly or interesting enough? Whatever, interesting enough or interestingly enough. Anyways, I am even the institution I talked about for Charles University, that I want to do an internship with them, that I want to, work with them and all that is led by young people. That's the institution I'm currently doing internship with. You don't know how God works. That's the institution I'm currently doing internship with. Like, I didn't even realize that that's the institution I'm currently doing internship with until 2 weeks ago, where I was just, reading my SOP again. And then I realized that I actually talked about this institution in my SOP. That's when I realized, I was like, are you kidding me? And now I'm actually, interning with this institution, and they were in my SOP. So it's like, baby girl has always known where she wants to be. So yes, I was really, really happy. Anyways, someone is asking, this one is from Naum Mukiti. If I don't pronounce your name well, I'm sorry. Please pardon me. So now Mukiti, I'm assuming, I don't want to assume whether it's a lady or a man. So let me just read your comments. Your questions. Some consultants are not yet open up to now. Would they be open? Honestly, this is November. Most of the, if not all of the programs should be open already. But if they are not, what I would advise you to do, what I always advise people to do, is visit the school's website and the program's website every day. Those programs you're interested in. Follow all their social media handles: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Everywhere you can find them, follow them. Follow them, like anywhere you can find them. You can bookmark them. There's something they usually do on phone where you can save a particular profile on you as a folder on your phone. Save all of them as a profile on your phone. Save it there, so that every morning, before you even open WhatsApp, open those different links they might be following there. So sometimes their program, the website might not update it and all that, but always follow their what's it called, social media pages, and put it in. There's a way you can set, especially Facebook, you can set it so that immediately they're just sending out message or any post that the program is making, you'll be the first to get notification. There's a way they do it on Facebook. I can't really remember, but like me, I did it for my program. I did it for my program. And of course, it's just one Erasmus program that I applied to. So I did it for my program. Immediately that releases a new information, I would just get the notification on Facebook. Boom! Immediately, I would just run to go and see what they wrote. I was following them bomber to bomber, like everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. I followed them like this. I made sure I followed them so that any information that they're giving, whether it's relevant to me or it's not relevant to me, I will see the information. Like bomber to bomber, all the programs they were organizing and all that, I was looking at it. The programs that were open to external people, I would attend. I would just, get an idea of what they are doing. And, it's more like trying to get into the brain of how the team works and all that. So that would also, inform the way you write your SOP and all that. So what I would advise is the programs might be open. I don't know, maybe they're not yet open too, but follow their social media pages, put them on immediately. I don't know how they put it. Is it priority or favorites? There's a name they call it. There's a way you set it. And immediately they are sending out any post, you will receive it. So that you don't just, sometimes I see a lot of people just check the Erasmus EU's website and all that. Please follow them bumper to bumper on social media. Some of those programs that you think maybe they are not open yet, get the program's email address and send a message that you're trying to inquire because maybe you might have missed it or something, but you're trying to inquire to find out if the application is open yet, or if it is not open, when are they intending to open call for applications and all that. There's no harm in sending them that type of message. Send them that message and then you get their response. If it is already open, they will tell you that application is already open, but it will close by so and so day. If it is not open, they will tell you when they expect to open the call. So there's just nothing wrong there. Send them an email. If you're following their social media and you're not seeing anything, send them an email. You find their emails both on their social media handles and on their website. You find it there. Last, you give them a call. It won't cost you that much. So let's say if you're in Nigeria, it will cost you that much for you to put 2,000 Naira credits on your phone, use it and call. Let's say you're applying to IMSIS, which is my program. Use it and call the phone number there. That kind of something. So if they should be able to respond. Yeah. So use it and call, but at best, you can just, send them an email and all that. Yeah. So, okay. Another question by Moneke Bob. Please, if I don't pronounce your name well, I'm sorry. The person is asking, how can we factor in experience, academic background, aspirations, and selling point in less than 500 words? See, that's the trick. Nobody has time to be reading 1,000 words. Even is it school essay? Nobody has that time. So now what you would do is, what are your most relevant experiences? What are those most relevant ones then? If all of them are relevant, fine. Write them down, finish. And then start compressing the words. Nigerians, we like explaining so much. I don't know if you're Nigerian, but we like explaining. If you look at it, as you're listening to me now, you see that one question that somebody will ask me, I've used how many minutes to talk about it, different, plenty words to just explain it. As Nigerians, we like talking plenty to explain it to make sure that you understand. You grab. So, but this one now, you don't have to show that you're Nigerian. You have to stick to that 500 words. Now, that's where compressing your words come in, being concise. That's where it comes in now. So instead of saying, yesterday I went to school, then after school I went to work, then after that I went to see my uncle and his family, then after that I went to club. You can say these were my activities yesterday, school, work, club, and visiting my uncle's family, something like that. It compresses the words. So rather than talking long sentences, making long sentences and all that, it compresses it. So you look for how to make your words, it's not even look for, you just have to make it short and concise, but does not miss the main points you're trying to argue or push out there. Make it short and concise, just there as it is. You just make it there, write it there, simple and short. So you don't have to do plenty explanations then. Another thing too that I would advise you is, after writing these sentences and all that, try, when you have compressed it and all that, like I always say, use Grammarly. When you use Grammarly will try to suggest some, shorter compressions for you, or, how to make it shorter and all that. So this is the time for you to become creative. You become creative. My own was 600 words, and I had to compress everything into 600 words. I had to compress everything. So it's important here now. I don't have to talk about, I studied international. I don't have to talk about, mention all the courses that are relevant that I studied in my undergraduate. No, I think I only mentioned 2 or 3, something like that. So even I had a lot of courses that were relevant, but I had to pick the most relevant, which was like 2 or 3. And I said, I studied international relations. Let's say what I wrote was I studied international relations in my BSc, taking relevant courses like peace and conflict studies, African security, and this. Full stop. Rather than saying in my undergraduate, I took this, I also did start mentioning all the relevant courses. No, just pick the most relevant courses, especially those courses that speak to your experience. Now, for me, I had to pick courses around conflicts and peace and order because it was speaking to my experience working in the industry of peace education and all that. And that's still related to me talking about wanting to, work on be accepted into the World Changers platform of University of Glasgow, so that they can help me build me in the area of peace promotion and all that. And then it also helped me when I talked about the Dublin. It also helped me when I talked about Charles University, working with the Peace Research Institute, Charles University. So you see how it still revolves. It shows that there's a connection. It still links back, so that I won't be talking one thing here and then talking another thing here. So I had to pick those courses that were most relevant, that would speak to my previous experience and still speak to what I want to achieve during that program while I'm doing the program. Do you grab? Yeah, so that's, you have to know the experiences that are most relevant and that would be, better, should I say better, or that would most push out your interest. Is that the best language? Well, I think you guys will grab. You understand what I'm saying? Then someone is asking, Stephen Igiola. I hope I pronounced it well. I'm sorry, please let me apologize one more time. If I'm not pronouncing your name very well, apologies. So, yeah, Stephen is saying, I've looked at the requirements for my program. I realized that they did not ask for proof of residency. Does this mean I still need to provide these documents? Is it passport enough? Thank you. See, not all programs will ask you for proof of residency when you're applying. Mine didn't ask me for proof of residency when I was applying. It only asked me for proof of residency after I've gotten the scholarship. And why they asked me that is so that they will be able to determine how much they will pay me for my transportation costs. So transportation costs differs depending on the miles you're traveling from. So I think from 4,000 miles has a different price from below 4,000 miles. So they want to calculate how much they would be paying me. So that's why they asked for my distance. And that was after I've even gotten the scholarship. So if they didn't ask you for that, just forget about it. You get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. So anyways, see me, one question. As a Nigerian, I've used plenty sentences. So please, just a reminder, you need to be concise in your words. Then another person, Paul Emmanuel, what's the difference between an SOP that wins a scholarship and one that just gets the admission? Applied for 2 courses last year and I got admission with her scholarship. So I feel you got admissions without the scholarship. Yeah. So I think, how do I put this now? It's just like what I've been talking about since. In most of the cases, it wants to be that they want to see that their investment in you is worth it. And this can come from, all these things that I've been talking, showing connections between what you've been doing in the past and what you intend to do in the future, showing that connection and all that. So you can, if that connection is not there, or you're not making it clear, your intentions clear, it can be really a dicey situation, because just like I talked about, maybe today you say in University of Glasgow, because you like the cybersecurity team and you want to learn from cybersecurity. University of Dublin, you like the human security and you want to learn from the human security. Charles University, I like their environmental security team, so I want to work with them. It could be that they're all talking about security, but you're talking about different things. Then it shows that it could show that you've not yet understood the area you want to be in. So I'm not saying this is what was wrong with your work, like you not getting the scholarship and all that. I'm just saying these are some things that could, trigger some things. Do I need to say trigger? These are some things that could, might not give you a chance, something like that. Do you grab? So another thing is, how do I say this now? Another thing too, I just remembered. Another thing too is, that in Erasmus, they can't award more than 3 people from the same country scholarship, maybe partner country or program country. So there are some Erasmus, I know people from my year, which 3 people entirely were given admissions from Nigeria under the partner program, under the partner country. And then we even had somebody extra from Nigeria, the same program, but was under the program country. And now they have 4 Nigerians. So it could be that situation for you also. It's not like you did not qualify, but they already got the number they needed from your country. Sometimes it could be as a result of that. Now, for example, those people that are in my sets, that we had full 3 Nigerians getting into the program, and they were from partner country. Then there was still someone else that got the program, but from program country. So now they already even exceeded the limit for Nigeria, which is for partner countries for Nigeria is 3 persons. Now, with that 3 persons, you might be better than a lot of other people they might have chosen, but you won't get chosen because they already have the number they need from Nigeria. So sometimes it might not be issue with your SOP. That's something I also need to clear. So I've talked about issues with your SOP. Now I also need to talk about, it might not be an issue with your SOP. It could be that they already got the required number for your country, which is 3 persons. So you could just be the 4th person. And so except the 3rd person or the 2nd person or the 1st person, one of them declines that scholarship. They can't really upgrade you. But sometimes they usually have a regional scholarship. That's after everything, they will say there's an extra one for Africa. And so you might be lucky, you might get in. So, but then this could be, the issue could either be because of your SOP and, your application, everything about your application, or it could be as a result of they've already gotten the number of people they need. And then another thing is your reference letter. Yes, I need to hammer this one. Now, I've seen a lot of people get reference letters that do not make sense. Somebody will just cook up something. He is God-fearing. He is this, he is that. Those type of things that are really not relevant. In these scholarships, opportunities, Erasmus, your referee has to show that the person know you to a good extent. So if you said During your undergraduate, you were the president of this of your student association and all that. And your academic referee cannot attest to this. It's a big issue. It's a big issue. So it's not about them writing. Even your referee writing you are God-fearing, it has nothing to do with academic CV or opportunity CV, except you're applying to a church or a religious body, that kind of something. Except that kind of situation. So they need to attest to those your skills. Then you are you have, let's say, you multitask, or your leadership skills. Then you talked about it, that you were the president. Your referee, from your academic referee that taught, needs to attest to it. Do you grab? They need to corroborate. I hope that's a good grammar. I'm learning grammar now. They need to corroborate what you have written in your SOP. If your SOP is saying one thing and your reference letter is saying a different thing, you're on a long thing. According to Nigeria, you're on a long thing, because it seems it does not tally. So at every point in time, check what your SOP says, compare it to what you have in your reference letters. At least all your reference letters, all your referees, they don't have to attest to everything you have written there, but each referee should be able to attest to certain things you have written in your SOP. And in the end of the day, it should come, what this person has attested and what this person has attested should be able to make up almost 100% of what you have written in your SOP. If there is a disconnection, you're in a long term totally, because if I am even an employer, or you're an employer, and you are saying, somebody that applied to you saying, I have done this during my undergraduate and this, but the referee does not say something about it, it seems like fishy. So even though maybe the referee forgot to, put chip in things about it, you are the recruiter and you don't know what is in the mind of the referee, or what has made the referee to forget about writing that one. So you'd be like, there's something fishy. Do you grab? It does not match. So that's the thing. Maybe your SOP was not well written, or maybe your reference letter does not corroborate what you have written in your SOP, or it could just be that they've gotten the number of people that they need for the scholarship, and that's just, why you didn't get the scholarship, but you got an admission. It could just be the reason. So yeah, see me one question, I've used almost 30 minutes to answer it. I like talking a lot. Maybe I'll become a lecturer, guest lecturer, or we'll just be speaking around the world. Okay, so somebody's asking, apart from SOP, which other document is important in winning a scholarship? See, what I would say, key bets down. This is from key bet down. Just go to the program you want, that you're interested in. You'll see the requirements then. I can't really tell you, I don't know the program you're interested in, even though I don't know their requirements. Yeah, so you have to go to the program, search it for yourself, and yeah. I'm getting another question. This is from Paul also. My lecturers are not Badun. What does that mean? Badun. I'm in Nigeria now, and I'm asking Badun. Badun. Does it mean they're not really concerned? What they write as reference letter is very bland by default, and if you ask for anything more, it will be like you are stressing them. See, if you want, you already know what you want in what you'll be writing in your SOP. So any good referee would always ask, what do you want me to point out in your SOP? All my referees in your reference letter, all my referees always ask me, what do you want? What exactly do you want? What position are you applying to? What do you want me to write about another? I know that, okay, some of them can see it as you're stressing them and all that, but if you have a lecturer that you have been good to, tell the person, Oga, if you're Nigerian, Oga, this is my life. Please, I beg in the name of God, write this, write that. Or you can even, I don't know if maybe they ask for samples or that, I don't know, but you could maybe write out the key things, and because some of these lecturers have seen you do things, but for some reason they might have forgotten, or they might not think it's relevant or important in what you're applying, but you know that it is important in what you're applying. So what you should do is you write down those points then and say, sir, please, when I was an undergraduate, I was the student union president. Please mention it in my SOP. Too, that when I was an undergraduate, I was the second best in the class. Please mention it there. Too, that when I was an undergraduate, I represented the school in the African World Cup. Please write it there. Too, that when I was in school, I coordinated the first zonal student meeting that made sure the government reduced the school fees of students, and we achieved that in less than 1 week. Sir, please, I want you to mention that. This one, you write out those points, then this lecturer might have known that you did all these things, might have witnessed it and even encouraged you when you were doing it, but for some reason they might think it's not important, or it might skip their mind. So that's why the obligation is on you to write out the punchlines, those most important experiences in your life that you want this lecturer, they know about it, but you want them to emphasize this one. Sir, these are the things I want you to emphasize in my SOP. And you write out those punchlines, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, any amount, you write it out, send it to them. Sir, please, in the reference letter, please make a pointer to this. Any lecturer that wants you to succeed would make sure to make a pointer to those things. Tell them that, sir, please, they want you to do this, these are the requirements, and they want you to attest to these things, then they want you to attest to these things, then please let the reference letter point to this. Any lecturer that wants you to succeed will do that for you, to be honest. Yeah. And the next question is, okay, no question, nothing else. So if you have any other question, please ask me. I am here. What's the time? This is about 1 hour. This is about 1 hour. This is about 1 hour. This is over 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour. So, okay, please just give me a minute. I need to attend to the friend's message. The person is traveling, so I need to attend to the person's message. 6th of 11th, 157. .8. Sorry, friend is traveling. Is on the way, and so the person booked. I booked an Uber for the person with my phone, a cash trip. So the person is asking how much was it, and I didn't respond since. So probably this is almost 1 hour since the person sent me the message. So probably the person has, anyways, he should be fine. So, okay, I think I got another question here. Sorry for the delay. Hi, Jennifer, you are doing a great job, but please, is IELTS compulsory? I'm doing a great job. Thank you so much. It's I don't know how to pronounce it as a word. I don't know how they used to call it IELTS or something, but me, I used to call it IELTS. I used to pronounce one after the other as if it's vowels. So is it compulsory? It depends. It depends on your program. So you have to check for your program what they want. Like for me, it's like on my program, and you have to check very well. My program wrote it as a requirement on their website, but it was a requirement. They clearly stated it that it was a requirement for admission, not a requirement for the scholarship, but if you're giving the scholarship, you're expected to, must have fulfilled all the admission requirements. So by the time I checked the university's website, I found that these requirements that my program was saying it was a requirement for admission, it was not really a requirement for me, because I checked at the country level, like country profile on my university's website, and I saw that as a Nigerian, I didn't need the test of English. I only needed to submit my WAEC results, and then there is a form that they also gave to me. I downloaded it from the website and sent it to my university. They signed and stamped it and filled it and sent it back to me, and then I sent it to the university, and that solved my test of English problem. Yeah, so it just depends. Some schools, I also know some schools in UK that even attached mark to test of English. I know one of my friend, he said the attached mark is it 30% to test of English. So please, my brother, my sister, if the attached mark, my own, they didn't attach mark to it. They only said it was an admission requirement. And so by the time I checked the university website for admission requirements for Nigerians, we didn't need it. So I was good to go. But for courses like that, my friends, where the attached mark, like, please, you need to go and write it, because that is a lot of mark for you to lose. And then the next person is, do we have to use a specific address for the reference later? I am using Glasgow's address. Specific address for the reference later? I don't understand. Can you specific address for the reference later? You're not the person writing the reference later now. It's the person, your referee. So I don't really, please, can you clarify? Stephen Igiola, can you clarify? I don't really get. Just clarify what you meant by that so that I can understand your question better. Then Atiola Olusheyi, another question from you. Also, please, how can I reach you privately? Please, I need your advice and guidance. Oh, it's on YouTube here that I can reach me. It's on YouTube here that I can reach me, because most of the times I am always like, this morning, you see me like I'm fully dressed already. I'm fully dressed, and I am most of the time always here and there. So I can't guarantee that I can offer that guidance. What I can just do is I'll offer my advice here. That's why I decided to be doing this live, so they can ask any question you want to ask. Because I have a lot of people in my DMs on all my social media handles, like asking me this, can you mentor, can you review my SOP and this. I know that I can't do it. There was a time, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, like I had over 20 messages on LinkedIn asking the same thing. And I'm like, I can't. It's like I'm working, I'm schooling, I have this YouTube, I have my personal business to run, I have my personal life, I have, other things. It's a whole lot of work. So whatever question you have, that first of all, you need to go and do your research by yourself. Go to the websites, the program, the school, and do your websites. But whatever is confusing to you, you can always ask me in the comment sections of my videos. I have different videos about SOP and everything. So you need to first of all go and watch those ones before you start asking me questions, so that I will not be repeating. So you need to ask your questions here. I will definitely reply you. Sometimes I take some time, but I would definitely reply you. At least I don't used to have that so much comments, like some YouTube videos that I watch and I see so many comments. Hey, at least for now, I still can respond to all the questions and all that. Then okay, Stephen is clarifying, like, do we need to include an address on the letter? Your reference letter would be written by your referee. So is your referee's address, maybe work address, obviously, preferably the work address, because it has to be on a letterhead paper. So your reference, because the first question is about reference letter, that you asked. So obviously it's your referee's address, work address, because since it's written on a letterhead, so letterheads usually come with the address of the office that is the reference letter is coming from. So obviously it's the referee's address, not your address. Your address has nothing on your reference letter. Even on your some programs, some Erasmus programs call their what's it called, their SOP. Some Erasmus programs call their essays, call it statement of purpose. Some programs call it personal statement. Some programs call it motivation letter. Some call it cover letter. So it just has different names and all that. So I don't think for this scholarship, this thing, you don't really need, for the scholarship essays also, you don't need your, whatever name they call it, you don't need your address on it. You just write what you want to write and end it. Stephen, oh God, this fruit I'm eating, it's as if the breed is ginger and it's not regular apple. The breed is ginger and one other thing, and it's really summer. So Stephen, did I answer your question? If I didn't, please still clarify. Let me respond to it. Anyways, guys, do you, okay, finally, you have to fall. Okay, guys, so any other question? Any other questions that I can to read? Stephen, did I clarify? Did I respond to it? If I didn't, still clarify, I will respond. This session is strictly to, ensure that your questions are answered. So I am here for you. As they used to say, that Nigerian song, my mind there for you, my heart beat for you. So this one is my attention there for you. I want to respond to all your questions. So yeah, please, your questions. Your questions. Oh. Okay, someone's asking. Oh. So Atilola Olusheyi, you sent me a message on Twitter and LinkedIn. I can't even remember when last I was on Twitter. Twitter and LinkedIn, I've seen all your videos. My SOP is ready, but just want you to help me proofread it. Okay, so Atilola Olusheyi, your Olusheyi sounds Nigerian, your name sounds Nigerian. So I can't personally review your SOP at this point because I already have backlogs of people and all that. So what I would advise you is go on Facebook, go to the Erasmus Mundus Nigeria page, and tell them that, and speak to the page managers about your SOP, and they'll ask you certain information, when is the program ending and all that, and they'll be able to respond to you and tell you when you will send it for proofreading. So I'm actually part of the team. So maybe me or any other team member might be the one responding to you. So just send a message there. From there, I might not be able to personally attend to your SOP, especially if it is not the program I am under. But then what we will ensure is we will ensure to send it to someone who is in your program or a related program. That's what we will ensure to do. So long as you're a Nigerian, go. If you're not a Nigerian, you can try a log shout. The team will just debate about, okay, Nigerian, non-Nigerian. Should we do it? How much work do we have? Can we handle it and all that? And then it could go in your favor. So if you're not also a Nigerian, you can try your luck. Yeah. So for now, personally, but I can provide you help through the Erasmus Mundus Nigeria Facebook. But personally, I have backlogs, so I can't say I want to, because if I say I want to, I might end up not, because I have my own work to have, my school and all that. So yeah, so it's really a lot for me. Reference later, what constraint? Reference letters, to be honest, a one-page reference letter would be good, to be honest. A one-page reference letter would be good. But if you have so much experience that your referee has to write plenty, you could try 2 pages, but please don't go beyond 2 pages, because somebody really has that time to be reading that kind of long reference letter. But I would advise you, one page is good. It's just like in your CVs and all that. Your CV, there's really not any good reason to move to 2 pages, 3 pages. Me, when I was submitting my CV, let me tell you people now, a lot of people don't know. My CV was 4 pages. I don't know why. Till today, I don't know why I had 4 pages CV. And at this point now that I am, my CV now is just 1 page. Then when I was applying for this Erasmus, 4 pages, my CV was 4 pages. I honestly don't know why my CV was 4 pages. And now at this point, with all the experience that I now have at this point, my CV is just 1 page. Can you imagine? So just like, try to keep it concise. 1 page is enough for your reference later, because these people are reviewing hundreds of applications. So nobody really has that time to be reading first page, second page, third page. That's why they also have, word count for your SOP and all that. 1 page is enough for your SOP. 1 page is enough for your reference letter from each of the referees that, they required reference letter from. 1 page is enough. Concise, straight to the point. For your CV too, 1 page is enough. Like, there's really no need for the multiple. Please don't be like me. That 4 pages, please don't be like me, please. So yeah, what I just think, 1 page, and usually 1 page is 500 words, 600 words, at about that amount for reference letters and all that. So you're good to go. 1 page, that's what I usually advise, because even here in Europe, I've realized that people don't like plenty pages. Just 1 page, simple and short. And key bet Dan, it's asking, in the case where you send an SOP to different reviewers and you get different responses, what do you do about it? Which one do you pick to use as a final document? First of all, implement everything they've told you. For me, my Erasmus SOP, I didn't send it to anybody, because I was applying for one of the scholarship. I was applying for Commonwealth, and my uncle really helped me to review it. And I remember always bothering him midnight, because he comes back from work late. Lagos now. He stays in Lagos. And so he comes back from work late. And by the time he's back, I was in Zarias at that time. So it's by 11, past 11, he's chatting me. He's making the correction. We'll be awake till past 1, past 2. And he's going to work the next day. He has to wake up very early. So I stressed the hell out of him. So I didn't really want to stress him with my Erasmus application, because I felt I was like, I already stressed him too much. And I didn't even know anybody that had a scholarship around me. Like till today, I can't say anybody that I've known that have gotten scholarship, apart from one person. My grandma's older elder brother. That's my grandma from my dad's side, elder brother. And this man is late, like long time ago. So that's the only person that I've known in my entire life and from my surrounding that has gotten a scholarship. So, but at the time I was applying and now, I think I'm the only person in my vicinity that has a scholarship. And that's, one of the reasons I decided to start up this channel and all that, to help, especially those really around me and all that. Since I can't give direct response every time, they can always visit my channel and go back to what I've talked about. So this reference review and all that, I would say, please implement everything that this person has told you, implement it. This person has told you, implement. When you're finished implementing all of them, your SOP might turn out to be very long. No while, just implement all of them. and then start making it concise, start reducing grammar and language, start doing, but first of all, start by implementing everything they've talked about. And, start, if you come to a place where two reviewers have different opinion about a particular thing, just let your guts lead you. Let your guts, is it the way I'm pronouncing it? Somebody would think I'm meaning guts as in GODS. No, what I mean is like your guts, like your gut feeling. I hope you understand, like the GU, not GO. So let your guts just, tell you which one to pick and order. So implement all of them and then start being concise, start reducing the languages, start reducing and all that, and you'll get a fine-tuned one. And also, it's not everybody you should send your SOP to. To be honest, it's not everybody. So be careful also. SOP is not an academic essay. So somebody might be good with, academics and all that, but might not be good with reviewing SOP. So you need to also be very careful with who you send your SOP to and all that. And guys, like I always say too, always use Grammarly. Okay, I've emphasized that enough. So the next person is okay, so Stephen, okay, I've not answered it well. Okay, do I have to write the address of the university or the consortium I am addressing the reference data to? I could see only Glasgow's. Oh, is that what you're asking? Because I didn't really get it. Do I use a specific address for the reference data? I'm using Glasgow's address. Like, do I need to include an address? Oh, okay. All this while I've been thinking it's your own personal address you've been talking about. I didn't realize that it was, all this while I've been thinking, that's what I'm saying, your address should not be there. It's the address of the person writing the distance. Yeah, of course, like it's the consortium now, you're writing to the consortium. And the consortium, like for my consortium now, it is under the University of Glasgow. So you would just write maybe recruiting team or admission team, that kind of something. IMSIS consortium, comma, you know how you write later now, IMSIS consortium, comma, University of Glasgow, blah, 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 comma, and all that. Just find it out, like the structure of how it appears. Mine, I don't think I wrote IMSIS as the address. I wrote directly to University of Glasgow's admission team. So I wrote something, mine was no, I didn't directly address it to IMSIS. I wrote the university, is it the recruitment team for, is it external office or something like that? University of Glasgow and all that. There's just a way, I can't really remember the distance, but I'm sure I didn't write to IMSIS, but you can actually write to IMSIS. So you just choose. You can actually write to IMSIS. So as long as there is the University of Glasgow there, they know about IMSIS consortium. If you, they know that you're applying for this and all that. So both IMSIS will have access to your file and both the admissions team, they just know. So you can either maybe write admission team or recruitment team, IMSIS consortium, University of Glasgow, blah, 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 blah. Or you can just go straight, standard admissions or something like that, University of Glasgow and all that. Just check out there's a way where would you even find this? Where did I even find mine? I don't know if I can check now. Okay, my reference letters are not here. I wanted to check my drive, but they're not in my drive. They're in my flash. They're my flash. But even in this flash, I can't really access it at this point because I'm using a MacBook, and this thing is for all this Windows, this thing, the HP and all that. So it's for HP and all that. So I can't really, if I even want to pull it up here now, see, let me try my phone. I can't really, but I'm sure it was not IMSIS. Let me try my phone if I can open it. But I'm sure it's not IMSIS. I wrote to, let me see. Connected devices. Let me see. Is it here? Okay. Internal storage. Let's see. How do I find it now? Okay, please just give me a little bit time. Reference later. I don't know if it's, I think, no file. Okay, let me see. No file. I don't know why I can't find it here. I can't find it. I'm sure that I put it inside this thing, but I can't really remember the word I used in saving it. Let me see. Nah, I can't find it. Security. I'm trying to get the word I used. Nah. Man, I can't find it. So I think what I just, maybe I'll find it later. But if I find it later, I will reply to your comments. But I'm sure I didn't write to IMSIS. I actually wrote to the admissions team. But you can actually write to IMSIS, no wala. Yeah, but if I find it, if I'm able to open it in my phone, I can't really put that flash on my laptop because I'm using a Mac, and that's this thing is for all this HP and all that. Yeah. So, okay, so the next question, Stephen, I hope that answers your question now. I hope so. I'm thinking so. So there's a question from Paul is saying, thank you. Thank you to Paul for joining. Kamasun, please, if I did not pronounce your name well, I'm sorry. Apologies, please. Hi, Jennifer. I just joined. I've been researching about Erasmus, but I haven't found a way to apply. Please, could you explain the step-by-step process of application or leave a link that could help? Yeah, so I think I can step by step here. I can yeah, I would. I already have videos talking about how to apply for the Erasmus and all that. I even made a video showing where to go, the websites and all that. So what I would do after this live stream, I would respond to your comment, because here, and I'm trying to respond to the comment, I'm not really seeing where to reply to your comments. But hopefully after the stream, there'll be a place to reply. If there is not, even after the stream, I will just still make the comments here and just still write, okay, this video is for this video is for this and all that. If I'm not able to reply to your comment directly, I'll still post the comments here. Yeah. So, okay, that is that for that. And then. Yeah, that is that for that. Then Stephen is saying thank you very much. Thank you to Stephen for joining. And is there any other questions? So this is 10:48 by my time, 10:48. And so I really want to go by 10:50. I really want to go by 10:50. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Yeah, I need to eat. And I don't even have food. Oh my God, I just remembered that I bought plantain. It's almost 1 week. And I forgot this plantain. Please just give me a minute. So I just came back. Oh my God, like my plantains are all ripe. Like I bought them as unripe plantains, and now they are all ripe. Like I forgot about it, to be honest. I forgot about it. Are you kidding me? So I'm going to fry plantain this morning, though. I'm going to fry plantain this morning. Like I've missed dodo. Can you imagine? So yeah, basically, don't mind me. I'll show you for my plantain. But yeah, any other question? I want to, like I said, I want to go. It is 1 minute remaining, and in that 1 minute, after the 1 minute ends, I will just go and eat. I'm just gonna fry this dodo now and eat, and I'm really hungry. Okay, so I guess there's not really a question. Thank you guys for joining. And please subscribe to my channel. I think God beg you. I think God beg in the name of God. Please subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please. I think God beg you in the name of God. In the name of God. Or whatever you worship. Please subscribe to my channel. Invite people to subscribe to my channel. Share my videos. Speak on your baby girl is almost monetized. And like I said, so I decided to buy. If you watched my last stream, I decided to buy because I realized that I use this phone, and this is a Techno Phantom 5 or so. I can't even remember. And the camera is not really that great. So I decided to buy a new phone so that I can improve the camera quality of my videos, the quality of my videos. Before I'm talking plenty languages. Yeah, so I decided to buy. I ordered an iPhone 13 Pro Max, and they said it's arriving. I'm still waiting. They gave me 1 month for it to arrive and order. So yeah, so very soon be expecting, finer, clearer videos. That's what I'll be doing and all that. So if you have any other question, even why this live stream would end, just still go ahead and ask your questions. Do you grab? Just to go ahead and ask your questions here under it. Yeah. Somebody. Yeah, so that's basically it. Basically. So I'll be ending this video. Trying to see. Hey, wow, how do I end this? How do I end it? Okay, this is crazy. How do I end it? Okay, so okay. Now I can see where everything is. Okay. I didn't realize. Okay. See me. Voila. And I'm here folding my hands on live stream. Why? Can you imagine? Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'm going off now. And any other further question, just ask it and I'll reply. Thank you. Bye.